Afternoon, everybody. I'm what you need. You're watching my channel, and we're going to talk some boxing about the upcoming fights this weekend. We're going to also put in some predictions. Now, for those of you who want to join me right now in live, you can actually come up live on here. You don't have to go through the chat, but you can actually talk and say your piece live on here. Simply hit me up in the chat, say you want to join, and then I'll just simply add you as a guest on here. All right, so let's get into it. I'm not going to waste any time. So basically, we're going to look at three fights that are happening over the weekend. First of all, we got Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall. That will be happening this Saturday, the 26th, as well as Chris Colbert versus Hector Luis Garcia. That is it's like a double event. Of course, Josh Taylor's thing is going to happen over in Glasgow, England, whereas Chris Colbert and Hector Lopez happens in the United States of America on Showtime, if I'm not mistaken. And then the following day, Sunday, Lawrence Okolie will be facing and defending his title against Michael Cieslak. So let's go into it, man. Let's go in the order that they're becoming. So the first one that we're going to talk about is Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall. Now, I would like to hear you guys' views on this, but me as what you need, talking about this, I would say that I favor Josh Taylor to win this fight. Now, I know Jack Catterall, he's an undefeated fighter, so that's something to consider. But I think Josh Taylor has too much experience now, has faced a such high level of competition that Josh Catterall might give him a good run for his money, hopefully. But all in all, and especially as an undefeated fighter, but all in all, I expect Josh Taylor to win that matchup between himself and Jack Catterall. You guys can also leave your comments in the comment section below, or you can leave your comments after this stream in the comments below if you see this stream a little bit later on. Let's go into the next fight, which is Chris Colbert versus Hector Luis Garcia. He was supposed to face Roger Gutierrez, who was the, if I'm not mistaken, the WBA champion. But unfortunately for that situation, he came down with the COVID. At least that's what they're saying. I don't know how true that is. He came down with the COVID, and I'm just telling you right now, Chris Colbert would have wiped the mat with him. Hector Luis Garcia, on the other hand, he's also been talking about he will be a threat to Chris Colbert, and he's preparing to beat Chris Colbert. So he's talking the talk at least. We'll see what he can produce, but I favor Chris Colbert to win this fight. I do not know anything about Hector Luis Garcia, so I expect Chris Colbert to win this fight. It's got a lot. Chris Colbert brings a lot to the table. Lawrence Okolie, he can fight in anything. He can fight bang. He can out bang you. He can walk you down. He can box on the outside. He can box on the inside. So I mean, Chris Colbert is a very skilled, very gifted guy. He can even knock you out. So he doesn't have one hitter quitter power, but he can break you down and then get you out of there. Lawrence Okolie versus I put Michael, but it's Mikhail Cieslak. Okay, let me just correct that one right now. Okay, let me go into that real quick. If there's anybody else who wants to come, the only reason I will stay a little longer is if somebody comes on the chat and decides, to chop it up with me. But otherwise, we're wrapping it up on time. We're just giving our predictions really nice and easy, nice and cool. Lawrence Okolie is trained by one of the people I esteem very highly, Coach Barry Robinson. So Coach Barry Robinson has had a lot of success with many fighters, and just knowing that, I picked Lawrence Okolie to win against Mikhail Cieslak, period. And that's just that. However, I must say I didn't really go into much detail about all of these opponents. I hope that they provide some kind or some sort of challenge to these fighters. We've seen in recent times that the contenders or the opponents have been very live. So I hope that that is what we see in these fights. But these picks are not that hard to pick out. The favorites are going to win, I believe. And so that's just the way how that goes. Now, I do not know too much about Hector Luis Garcia. I do not know too much about Jack Catterall. I haven't looked at them. And I also haven't looked at Michael Cieslak. I'm just giving my predictions based on the fact that Lawrence Okolie is trained by Barry Robinson. Josh Taylor is a very experienced fighter, southpaw, very difficult fighter to fight, and is just prepared for any style, any kind of thing you bring to the table, he can answer you with. as well as Chris Colbert, who's a very all-rounded fighter who was supposed to have his WBA opportunity this weekend against Roger Gutierrez. Hector Luis Garcia is a last-minute sort of replacement. We will see if that affects Chris Colbert or not. I believe not, because Chris Colbert adjusts to anything, so I don't expect it to affect him in any sort of way. However, I will say that ultimately, in the end, it depends on what kind of fighter Chris Colbert is facing. If it's a fighter something similar to Roger Gutierrez, that would be probably an easy fight for him. If it's a fighter who has a different style, then he would just have to make adjustments to the fighter in the ring, which he's very capable of. I really wish he had gotten a shot at the title, or the interim champion could stand in for the champion or something like that. I do not know what this, it doesn't seem to be fighting for any title anymore. So it's kind of disappointing, but nonetheless, Chris Colbert gets to do some work. He gets to fight this year, and that's the most important thing. Showcase his skills, probably make an even more convincing case that he is a guy to watch out for in the division. So we'll see. All of these fights, in my opinion, are showcase fights. Even though Lawrence Okolie is facing the #1 contender for his title, I still think of it as a showcase fight, to show you what Lawrence Okolie can do, to show you what Josh Taylor can do, to show you what Chris Colbert can do. So that's how I look at these fights. If there's anybody else to leave any comments, please speak now. Forever hold your peace. This is what you need in the building. I just thought I would give my little piece on boxing there. That's my predictions for this weekend. If you guys have other predictions, or if you think you back other people, then so speak it. But this is what it is for this weekend, this upcoming weekend. These are the fights. Next weekend, we're looking at so another set of fights, but I don't want to go there. I just want to go weekend by weekend. So this coming weekend, this is the set of fights. You can always look at the weigh-ins. That'll give you an idea of, how these guys are positioned. But by and large, I think this is it. If you guys want to talk to me about anything else concerning boxing, just put it in the comment section so I'll know later on tonight if you guys want to do some more talking on boxing, or if not. If not, then you won't see me because I'm busy doing other things. Let me leave you guys with a piece of scripture and I'm out of here. Sing praises to the Lord, who is our strength. Sing to the God of Israel. Israel means overcomer. Sing, beat the tambourine, play the sweet harp and lyre. Well, I don't know what a lyre is, but I know what a harp is. Nowadays, they don't use harps, we use keyboards. Sound the trumpet for a sacred feast when the moon is new, when the moon is full. That's what I got for you guys. I'm going to catch you guys later. What you need. Out. Peace.